Okay, so just welcoming everybody in Zoom land, that we are shifting from working with Ngetao to working with our Blackthorn. What is our... Oh, hold on. Where have I got it here? Just give me 1 sec. Let me find this apple. I should have them all here, just right in front of me. Here it is. Right. Right. I was blanking on what the Ogham name, the Gaelic, but it's Strife. How could I forget that? Strife, because it's Strife. That Blackthorn has the can put the sharpness into things. So the Woodland Bard talks about Strife as being about surrender, bringing awareness of our egos and a balanced place in all situations. So, bring it up here. I love that it comes right before elder. There's the image. I'll bring that back on again. There's the image of Blackthorn. And just before elder, it's the we come to the wisdoms. And you can see the slow berries there as well. So that's in the Karen Cater book. Let me put that back on again. And I will start by reading, as I do all the time, the poem from the Celtic Tree Calendar Poem Cycle. And now, where are you? I'm just trying to find it. Here it is. So this is quite a long poem. It says that Blackthorn, and this would be according to the Robert Graves calendar, that Blackthorn is aligned with Samhain, with the season of Samhain. So, oh, what have I done? There we go. I was just trying to make it a bit bigger. So start to focus on your breath. And I'll read the poem that opens us up to Blackthorn. Just breathe into that center. With all the technology chaos, just let all of that go. And just find yourself under a bright sun with a whole hedgerow of Blackthorn. So it starts, this poem called Crossroads, with another poem, a snippet from a poem by Carol Atkins. Living in a forest, I am wrapped round by goddesses. Lifting their arms and their hair, they spin soft green whispers, speaking to each other and to me in the morning. Once, Living at the edge of a green, dark forest, you knew the accents of fall weather. Early morning rain, snow, and zephyrous winds wafting you farther from home. You felt drowsy breath of bears, songs of frogs, wings of raven, and here you stand at the crossroads again. Your white hound for surety, ready to create and recreate as leaves drift down with no resistance, no regret. Now dancing between rock and line, growing while the wheel turns full circle. You harvest your thought seeds, casting aside those that would harm or hinder. And you climb the thorny ladder, looking backward to what is accomplished, forward to what you are about to do. On lating night, in this time of no time, you enter without knocking to eavesdrop by the fire, to Samhain stories of ancestors and the triune Morrigan. Then stirring all things with a psychic finger, you prepare to birth the next revolution, a tracery from sapling to thicket, stretching, reaching through each season. And in the days of your abundance, my slow-eyed daughter, while the Pleiades sets below the horizon under the hunter's crescent moon, you profit from the first frost, and like the blackthorn's fruits will seize winter's respite, energized by peace and purple sweetness. You are your own forest branches, extending into joyous, embracing air. And then with spring, a new flowering, as from the sky soul stars fall and cling in miniature umbrellas, unfolding your destiny. So breathe into strife, into Blackthorn. And be open to hearing the wisdom it has to share. going to slowly start the journey back. So just take another moment or two to connect with Strife, with Blackthorn. And be open to any final messages. And then bring your awareness back to your breath. Back to the flow of inhale and exhale. And pay particular attention to the exhale, to following that outflow as it brings you back to where you sit, the place where you are in the here and now. When you're ready, take a breath. You can open up your eyes. We're still recording, so you can keep your camera off. And just so that you are back, settled back. And grounded in the place where you are. Oh, Blackthorn. Oh, it's funny. It's hard to, I find, to separate out. Not separate. They're very separate, but it's very different times of the year. Between Hawthorn and Blackthorn, and the way that they. Oh, really? There was no music. I had the music playing. I know what happened. I didn't have the original sound on. Thank you, Maddie. I can add that in after. We'll fix it in post, so to speak. So you may want to listen to it again. So there's this interesting interplay I'm finding is happening in different places where I'm doing different things, different classes that I'm teaching, and the other meditations and such. And also the cycle. So in the great work in the noble arts, this is cycle 6, and it's all about beliefs and the core negative beliefs that we carry, the beliefs about ourselves, and how to recognize those and transform them into positive beliefs. Really how we are transmuting shadow and dark and shame into light. And a huge part of that is you have to see it. You have to recognize it. We can't transform something that we're refusing to look at. And so part of where I see, Strife and Blackthorn and Hawthorn, Whitethorn working together is that the Blackthorn, shows us it's in the places where there's the drag or the challenge or the sharpness, the pain. That's what shows us what we need to focus on, what we may need to transform, what we can shift into the light. I've been saying this in other places as well, but here's another good place to say it. The little message that came to me when I was on a walk last week, that whitewashing the dark is not the same thing as transmuting it into light. And there's an awful lot around us that, and within us that can kind of want to move in the direction of whitewashing the dark. And Blackthorn will not let you. will not let you. So it is the strife, the sharp, that brings our attention to that which we need to focus on and move through and heal. And so in that way, it helps us to be able to release the trouble. Working with hawthorn to come to a place of healing, if we work with blackthorn first of all, then it brings the hidden things to sort of the hidden heavy energy to light. I need to know the place of pain in order to be able to address what's causing the pain. So we're not meant to live in a place of pain. That's a whole other conversation, which I find coming up fairly often. We don't focus on the pain so that we can dwell in the pain. We focus on the pain so that we can see the thing that's causing it and release it, so that it brings us back to a place of joy and light. So that's what came up for me in the meditation. There were some things, messages that I had, personally around, just how it shows up and what might need to be focused on. But again, I love this little picture. This is from the Peter Prokalamic, if you can see that. So, it's a witch on a broom, but the little, almost like a elf or leprechaun with the mushrooms at the bottom. And can you guys see? Look at that in the distance. It's the Tor. So that's pretty excellent. So I may upload that as a little image as well on the if I'm putting music in. So this is from the Woodland Bard. So his poem. With my blackthorn cane, I prodded and pointed to find my way home. With my fairy tales limb, I was a hero to face giants I needed to slay. Live blossom scent convinced me and inspired me where to go. But nay, those giants were my ancestry, wrapped up in a sloe. A sloe or two with apples makes a mighty fine jelly. But if not kept dark, cold, and hidden, may get a bit too smelly. So left in the cold, and through any treacherous night, I stay awake longing for light, so I can at last taste this delight. But as soon as came the morrow, eager to commence it without sorrow, she came sweet, sincere, and most definitely cunning. Her eyes, my eyes, joined at the jelly that started running. Tears, hot, dropped from just above my face. Darkness to light searingly hurt. But yea, I have found my place. Beyond all calling to all points that break us and betray, escaped from the gauntlet of all pain that a hero carries today. Some say, better the bramble than the blackthorn, better the blackthorn than the devil reborn, because a blackthorn stick or flower guides us to a place where there's no need to hide. But where is this place? A lone, worn traveler may ask. I say, ask the Blackthorn fairy. But first, she will give you a task. And I warn you, She'll mark you with her berries of indelible ink. But you'll love all if you surrender to the nectar she'll offer you to drink. Now, blessings of Blackthorn upon you, and may that fairy guide you to the places that will lead you out of the hidden place and back into the light and the sweetness. So I will stop the recording for those of you in Zoom land. We'll see you for the next time for Elder.